Hello, guys. It's good to catch you here. Yeah, it's been a while, but we're back. Okay, so on today's episode of the M.en series, I actually want to let you into a conversation I had recently. I was having a conversation with a senior friend, and we were talking about so many things. And then we delved into a part where the men actually put in their all to do what they have to do. And eventually, whilst the conversation was going on, he said something. There was a line. And guess what he said? Irresponsible men don't know what God do for them. Okay, if you're not in Nigeria, let me translate. An irresponsible man doesn't know what God has done for him. Now, I know you'll be wondering just like me. I was like, sorry, what do you mean? And he broke it down. I said, you know what? This conversation is not going to be just for my ear alone. Can't be only for my ear. I need you to listen to this yourself, from the horse's mouth now. Because when the information passed from him to me and then to you, it would have been diluted. So it's best when you hear from Odogu himself. So he's no other person than a barrister. And you know them. You know how they can be sometimes. Anyway, let's leave that aside. He's a barrister and a social media commentator. He has other hats he's wearing. Oh, I won't be able to do that today. So it will be great to hear from the horse's mouth himself.
All right. Before we dive into the topic, first of all, I'd like you guys to do something. Take a look around you. Take a look around your village, your community, where you live currently, and take a census of all the men who have passed on, who have died. Good men, good husbands, good fathers. One thing stands out: the good men always die. Why? You look around your village, you see all the widows, you see that when they talk about their husband, you see, especially those ones whose husbands died when they were, in their prime, not really, they've not really achieved or attained old age. You see that most of them are men who were responsible in their time. They were all productive people. They were good fathers, they were good husbands, they were good friends to people in the society, they were good society men, they were good neighbors, and so on. But the very cranky, evil, mischievous ones, always live very long. All those ones you see that are 90 something, late 80s, mid 80s, you see that these men, most times, were not really so fantastic, in their younger days. They were not really exceptional fathers or fantastic fathers, but they live longer. So here is the gist. There's the general saying that the reward for good work is more work. So you find out that in your families, in your circles, the people who are the busiest, the people who serve most, the people who are always saddled with responsibility, are those people who are always available. Those people who are very resourceful. Everybody keeps throwing things at them. Within the family circle, you find out that in a family of maybe 5 to 8 siblings, the people who carry the responsibility for that family are probably 2 or 3 of them. And it's endless. They keep carrying over and over and over and over. And amongst these siblings, there are always 1 or 2 or 3 of them that nobody bothers with, irrespective of their position in the family, whether they are the first, whether they're the second, whether they're the last, but nobody bothers with them because, of course, no, if you want this thing to work, I beg, you don't have to worry. Don't bother yourself with this one. Nothing will come out. Just leave him alone. Let's go with people who will make things work, and so on. So at the end of the day, you see that For being responsible, everybody heaps responsibility on you. Everybody heaps demands on you. Everybody heaps, you know, the need for your attention. Everybody keeps dragging you left, right, and center. Then they drag you like say it be small generator, like say if you are past my neighbor. That's why everybody drag you left, right, and center. But those ones that everybody thinks, I beg, leave her. Nothing will come out. She won't do anything. Nothing can come from this person. You see that nobody ever disturbs them. Nobody ever worries them. So at the end of the day, these few ones that everybody drags left, right, center, everybody is dragging. Those ones are the ones who always die first. Because in their very young lives, they would have carried so much load that at the end of the day, it presses them and presses them, stresses them out, wears them out, and at the end of the day, their lifespan is cut short. So when we talk about, when I made the comment to my friend Sarah that, irresponsible men don't know what God do for them, yes. Because irresponsible people in the family, nobody disturbs them, nobody worries them. Take a husband, for instance, an irresponsible husband. The wife is always not wanting him to come home. Whenever he's coming home, the woman is like, oh, this nonsense man don't they come again. Oh, this yeah man don't return again. Whether he goes out from morning time, stays all day out, comes back late at night, the wife never bothers. In fact, the longer he stays away from the house, the better for the wife. But check those ones that their wives are always chasing them around the whole town, monitoring them. Why did you just come? Why are you just coming home now? If you check it very well, you see that husband must be a very responsible husband. The one that's always, providing, emotionally he's there, physically, protection wise, financially, and all that. Those ones are the ones that the wives will never give them one breathing space. The wives are always monitoring them around the clock. But those ones that are irresponsible, that they won't even drop money for food in the house. Those are the ones that when they come back, they are always pulling their wives ahead. Wait till you cook. Meanwhile, they don't drop one naira. Those are the ones that nobody expects anything from. The wife doesn't even want to see him come home. So like the irresponsible one does not even know what God has done for him, because nobody is placing any demands on you, whether emotional demands, whether physical demands, whether financial demands. Nobody is placing anything. Nobody even wants to see you. Yeah, but those ones who go out of their ways to be available, to provide, to protect, to drive and to lead, those ones, the wives will drag them, the children will drag them, and at the end of the day, the poor man, before he's even 60, the man don't die. And see the flip side, that his wife will live till she's 85, 90. Traveling from one part of the country to another, from one part of the globe to another, doing a move up and down for the children. But the man who was irresponsible throughout his lifetime, you find out that somehow they mysteriously live very long. Because nothing bothers them, nothing worries them, nobody troubles them, nobody bothers them. But again, much as we say yes, irresponsible men don't know what God do for them and so on, are we actually trying to say that men should try to be irresponsible? By no means, no. Nobody's saying people should be irresponsible. Try as much as possible to give the much of yourself you can give. You're created to be responsible. You're created to be a leader. You're created to lead your home. You're created to lead your children. You're created to love your wife and lead them onto great things. You're also created to be a leader in the society. By the mere fact that you're a man, means responsibility. Like my wife will always say, husband not be title. Husband, not responsibility. So, for as long as you're a man, always know that there's a responsibility on your shoulders. So always try to embrace that responsibility. But hey, in all of it, always know where to draw the lines. Always know where to take a step back and tell yourself that, okay, you don't have to overdo it. Knowing very well that the much of yourself you give, the much of yourself that leaves. So strike a balance, draw a line, know where to stop, know where to move, know where to continue, and know where to be the man that you're created to be. Thank you.
Alright, guys, you've heard from the horse's mouth, right? So tell me, what are your thoughts? I'd actually appreciate when you share your thoughts. Are you on the responsible or the irresponsible? Or you want to strike a balance? What are your thoughts? And ladies, please, it would also be great to also hear what you have to say about this. See you guys in another video.